Alert for jaw-dropping changes. The stars of 90 Day Fiance look very different now than they did back then. You won't believe how much they've changed since their first TV show. These actors changed their lives in a big way. They lost a lot of weight and started living better lives. Would you like to see who lost the most weight? So let's look at the most shocking success stories we have seen so far. Becky Franco Smith Tiffany. Becky Franco Smith Tiffany. She has definitely been criticized and involved in a lot of problems, especially while she was on 90 Day Fiance. But thanks to her amazing weight loss change, she has been able to build a large and loyal fan base, despite the attention from the public and personal problems. Many of Tiffany's fans have been moved by her story because she has shown strength, determination, and a strong desire to improve her health. Her postpartum fitness journey, which began in 2020, shows how dedicated she is and how much she has changed for the better, even though she has faced many challenges along the way. Tiffany's journey to lose weight began after the birth of her second child, when she decided to put her health and well-being first. Tiffany, like many new moms, had to deal with the problems that come with gaining weight after giving birth, and the physical and mental toll that being a mom can have. Tiffany could have given up, but she chose to take charge of her health and work toward becoming a better, fitter version of herself. She started telling her friends about her progress through Instagram stories. She talked about her workouts, meals, and the ups and downs of her emotions as she changed. Tiffany's journey went on, but she ran into some personal problems that made her doubt her ability to reach her goals. The most important thing was that her marriage to Ronald Smith started to get worse. With Ronald living in South Africa and Tiffany in the US, the couple had already been through a lot. Their marriage was having a hard time because of the distance, communication problems, and different life goals. Even though Tiffany was having her own problems, she also had to deal with the emotional stress of her marriage coming apart while still trying to get healthier. Tiffany kept her mind on her fitness goals, even though things were going badly in her personal life. She wouldn't let her relationship problems get in the way of her progress. In fact, her choice to have gastric sleeve surgery was one of the most important events in her change. Some fans may have had doubts about Tiffany's choice, but she was clear about why she made it. She made it clear that she didn't get the surgery to look thinner or to fit society's ideas of what is beautiful. She chose gastric sleeve surgery instead because it would help her feel fit, healthy, and able to live a long-term lifestyle. Tiffany's goal was never to look a certain way, aesthetically, but rather about making her health and life better in general. Tiffany had surgery because she wanted to make a long-term change. She weighed about 295 pounds before the operation. She told her fans that she had tried different ways to lose weight in the past, but none of them worked the way she wanted them to. Even though it wasn't easy, Tiffany knew that having surgery was the right thing for her. Even more so after having such a hard time with her weight for so long. She was committed to the process, even though she knew it would take hard work, discipline, and a readiness to accept the physical and mental changes that come with losing weight. The way Tiffany looked after her surgery was truly amazing. It wasn't until March 2021 that she posted on Instagram that she had lost 70 pounds. 70 down, she wrote. It took time, and I learned something new every day. This big step forward was a big accomplishment, and it was only the start of her continuing change. Tiffany had previously said that she wanted to lose 100 pounds, and it looks like she is getting closer to her goal every month. People who knew her were quick to offer their support and praise her for how dedicated she was and how upbeat she stayed throughout her journey. The most inspiring thing about Tiffany's weight loss story is how she has shared it with her friends. She has been honest about the good and bad times, the mental struggles, and the tough times along the way. Instead of trying to show off a flawlessly enhanced version of herself, Tiffany has chosen to be honest and real with her fans. She knows that losing weight is hard and that there will be times when she doubts herself. But she has stayed focused on her goals and not given up. Tiffany is honest and open, which makes her a very familiar figure for many of her fans. They see her not just as a reality TV star, but as someone who is going through the same problems they are. There have been people who don't like Tiffany's path, of course. Since she is a public person, some people have criticized her for how quickly they think she is changing or questioned her decision to have surgery. Tiffany has stayed true to herself and her path, though, putting her health and happiness ahead of everything else. She has used her platform to not only talk about her success, but also to give hope to people who may be going through the same things. It's clear what she means. It's not about being perfect. It's about making small changes over time that make your life healthy and better. Angela Deem. Angela Deem has been one of the most talked about and fraught cast members of 90 Day Fiance for a long time. Angela has never been afraid to cause trouble, since she is known for not saying sorry, having a strong personality, and acting in strange ways. Angela's weight loss journey, on the other hand, has caused just as much debate. Some fans have been inspired by how determined she is and how brave she is, while others have criticized her for going to such great lengths to change her look. Angela has had a lot of surgeries and has had problems with her self-confidence. There is still discussion about whether or not her transformation is real. The first step Angela took to lose weight and improve herself was to marry her Nigerian boyfriend, Michael Ilasanmi. In the year 2020, their troubled relationship was already a big part of 90 Day Fiancé. The couple had a lot of problems, mostly because they were from different cultures and lived far apart. Even though their relationship had its ups and downs, Angela seemed determined to start over, especially with her health and looks, while she waited for Michael to come to the United States. Angela had been battling with her weight for years before she started to change. She weighed 273 pounds. Angela was ready to take charge of her life and health, even though she was a grandmother of 6. She had tried different diets and ways to lose weight before, but she didn't feel like any of them were working. After her wedding to Michael, Angela made the brave choice to have a number of cosmetic treatments that would make a big difference in her body, and lost the weight she had been carrying for years. Angela chose to have 5 surgeries all in one day in August 2020, which caused a lot of controversy. The surgeries she had were a gastric sleeve procedure, which shrinks the stomach to help people lose weight, a breast reduction, which she thought would make her chest feel better, and liposuction, which would get rid of fat in some places on her body. Many people might have thought Angela's choice was too extreme, but she was determined to see it through because she was sure it would make her healthier and make her feel younger. Angela's plan to lose weight did not, however, work without some problems. Even though she had major treatments to change the shape of her body, she made it clear that she wasn't ready to give up some parts of her life. Angela refused to stop smoking, which is a bad habit that can make it hard to lose weight and is bad for your health in general. She also didn't fully understand how important it was to live a healthier, more balanced life. Instead, she relied on the results of her surgeries and other medical treatments. Even so, she made a lot of progress. She went from a size 22 to a size 11, which is a huge change by any measure. During the next year, Angela continued to change. She also said in March 2021 that she had lost another 90 pounds since her first surgeries. Both the gastric sleeve surgery and the cosmetic treatments she had afterward were to blame for her weight loss. Angela's looks had changed a lot, and she couldn't wait to tell her friends about her success. But that wasn't the end of her change. Angela had many surgeries to improve the look of her face and hands, in addition to the ones she had to lose weight. Some of these were a facelift to make her skin tighter, and a breast lift to make her look even better. Angela seemed happy with her new look, but both fans and reviewers were very critical of it. Many people who watched said they thought she had gone too far with her treatments and that she looked too fake. Some people wondered if Angela had lost her natural beauty because her face looked like it had been drastically changed. Some fans even said she was taking the easy way out instead of focused on living a healthy, long-term life. Even so, Angela didn't care about the negative comments. She stuck to her decisions and said that her new look made her feel more secure and happier than ever. As time went on, Angela started to use her social media to promote goods related to her weight loss journey and to feel better about her new look. As an influencer, Angela has worked with many businesses, including ones that sell weight loss gummies. She uses her large Instagram following to market these products. Her posts often have strong messages about being confident in yourself and giving yourself power, showing off how much she has changed and telling her fans to take care of their health and well-being. A lot of people first heard of George Nava when he was on the popular reality show 90 Day Fiance. His life was the focus of the show for many reasons. A lot of people talked about his complicated relationship with his ex-wife, Anfisa Arkhipchenko, while he was on the show. Their troubled and well-known marriage was full of emotional highs and lows, which is what caused them to finally split up. But George's story doesn't end with his relationship falling apart. He lost a huge amount of weight and looked completely different. This made him a figure of change and strength for many people. Before he went on 90 Day Fiancé, George had a lot of problems in his personal life. He had something to do with the drug trade, with a past of selling drugs, which got him locked up in the end. It was also clear that he had problems with his weight. He battled with obesity, which made his already hard life even worse. But by some strange luck, George's life would change in a big way that we will never forget. After Anfisa broke up with George, he got 2.5 years in jail for having marijuana. He was facing serious legal consequences for his actions. A lot of people would see jail as a hard and permanent turning point in their lives. That night, however, was the start of a huge change for George. Georgie thought a lot about his life and the choices that led him to this point while he was in jail. The things he did in the past, like using drugs and having health problems, made him understand that he didn't want to be that way anymore. He made the choice to make big changes in his life while he was in jail. He made it a point to lose weight and get healthier, and he made the most of the few tools that were available to him in prison. George had completely changed his appearance by the time he got out of prison in May 2020. After spending 2 years of his sentence, he had lost a crazy 133 pounds. His appearance changed so much that even his biggest fans had trouble telling who he was. George himself said that his time in jail was one of the most important times in his life. He said that jail helped him figure out who he was and how strong he really was. This transformation wasn't just about his body. It was also about how he thought about mental growth and improvement. In March 2020, George posted a full-length picture of himself on Instagram that showed how much weight he had lost. Fans went crazy praising him for how much he had changed. People who didn't follow him also noticed, though. Rhoda Blua, who is now his partner, said that she was drawn to George's short-sleeved picture and contacted him after seeing it. When they met, it started a new part of George's life that was based on personal growth and living a healthy life. George's commitment to eating healthy was a big reason why he lost so much weight so quickly. In fact, George said that his food was responsible for 95% of his change, and that working out at the gym was responsible for only 5%. This focus on nutrition was a key part of his success, and showed how much he cared about his health and well-being. They also talked about how reading Tony Robbins' book, Awaken the Giant Within, in 1992, had given him a lot of ideas. He was encouraged by the book to think that he could change his mind and body for the better. It was clear from George's new way of life that he was determined to change his life by changing his food and way of thinking. George is proud to be a family man now that he has 2 young children. He is now a better father and partner because of how he changed. His children are what made him want to change, and he says that they kept him going. His friendship with Rhoda Blua has grown stronger as they've become closer over their shared health and fitness goals and values. Many people have been moved by George's amazing story of how he went from having a troubled past to becoming a fit and motivated family man. Despite how hard things may seem, he has become a sign of hope and proof that it is possible to start over and make things better. George Nava has shown that anyone can change their life and become the person they want to be with hard work and a new way of thinking. He has done this by losing weight, changing his way of thinking, and being devoted to his family. Dear Winter Everett. There are a lot of fans of Winter Everett from the 90-Day Fiance series. She is the younger sister of the more famous Chantel Everett and has gotten a lot of attention for being honest and relatable about her fitness journey. People were most interested in Chantel's personal issues with weight and body image, even though she was often the focus of the family drama. Winter is a strong person because she is honest about her struggles with weight and has chosen to take charge of her health, especially for people who look up to her and want to get over their own health and self-image problems. Winter began her journey to better health when she weighed about 330 pounds, which was her highest weight. She had always been honest about how hard it was for her to lose weight and stay fit, and it was clear that her health was becoming a bigger problem. Winter was different from many others, though, because she chose to take things into her own hands and look for a way to improve her health. Winter chose to be brave and take care of her future, while most people would have been afraid to do so. After dieting and working out to lose 50 pounds, she was so determined that she went to Mexico to have bariatric surgery. Some of her family members didn't agree with this choice, even though it was important and personal. Winter knew this was the right road for her, even though they didn't agree. She cared about her health and was ready to make a change that would last, even if it meant going against what her friends and family wanted. In an Instagram post from July 2020 that has since been deleted, Winter talked about how her health hadn't been her top goal before that point. She accepted that she had been bad to herself for too long, but it was clear that this was the start of a new journey. Winter knew it was time to focus on her own health, body, and happiness, not on what other people thought or expected of her. Winter made the choice to have bariatric surgery, which was a big step that required courage on an emotional and mental level as well. The process of getting ready for surgery and then recovering from it were both difficult, but Winter stayed focused and set on his goal. It wasn't easy for her, and she kept running into problems along the way. With her commitment to healthier food and an active lifestyle, along with the bariatric surgery, she went through a big change. Winter was dedicated to her fitness journey, and it paid off in amazing ways. A lot of weight was taken off of her. It was clear from the way she was acting, more and more sure of herself. As she lost weight, she felt better about herself, and it showed in the posts she made on social media. Winter regularly wrote about her progress, giving an honest look at how she was changing. She used Instagram to not only enjoy her successes, but also to connect with other people who were going through the same things she was. People who followed Winter looked up to her. Someone who wasn't afraid to talk about the hard parts of her exercise journey, like setbacks and tough times, as well as the good times. Her change has motivated tens of thousands of people, especially those who have had problems with how they look. Winter has become a symbol of self-love and acceptance because she was ready to accept her body at every stage of the trip. To those who follow her, she has always had a clear message. It's not about appearing a certain way or getting a certain number on the scale. You should love yourself no matter what and feel good in your own skin. Others have been inspired by Winter's ability to love and support herself in public, no matter what her weight or look was. Winter's journey shows how important it is to be disciplined, to think about yourself, and to keep going even when things get hard. It's not just about losing weight, she showed. Fitness is also about making a promise to yourself, no matter how hard it seems. She has made great progress toward her goals thanks to her focus, which is clear in how regularly she works out. This shows that growth is a journey, not a destination, because Winter has kept working on her health and well-being. The thing that makes Winter such a popular character is that her story is so real. She doesn't seem like a perfect person who has been polished. Instead, she is real, raw, and honest with the people who follow her. She talks freely about her problems, her successes, and the good and bad parts of her change. Being this honest has made her easier to talk to and more trustworthy. and it's helped her build a group of people who value how vulnerable and strong she is. Today, Winter is a sign of strength and change, not just in the body but also in the mind and emotions. She is still making progress on herself, and her road is far from over. But she has already changed the lives of many people who have been following her story. Her fans have learned that it's okay to go at your own pace. Take your time and do what's best for you, even if it goes against what other people think. Dear David Toborowski, David Toborowski's story of change is one of strength, drive, and persistence. This makes him one of the most inspiring people to come out of the 90-Day Fiance franchise. When people met David for the first time in Season 5, he was having a rough time. David had a lot of bad luck. He was divorced and had 3 kids. He lost his job and his house. Also, his health was a big worry, having problems with his weight, which made his problems even worse. Besides that, he had a stroke a few years ago, which had left him physically and mentally worn out. In that moment, he felt like his life was almost over, and things looked very bad. Even so, David's story didn't end in sadness. Really, it turned into a story of change, a journey of starting over with his life and taking charge of his health. He made the choice to change because he wanted to make things better for himself and his partner, Annie Suin. As his feelings for Annie grew, so did his resolve to make things better in his life. David knew that putting his health first and taking responsibility for it was the only way to make the future he wanted. David's life changed when he decided to start losing weight. He has lost an amazing amount of weight since he started his change, going down 10 pant sizes in the end. David told everyone at the beginning of 2023 that he had lost a lot of weight and dropped from a size 50 to a size 40. This was a big step in his physical change. His journey to lose weight is especially impressive because he did it without surgery, a gastric band, or any other drastic measures that Angela Deem and Tiffany Franco, 2 of his co-stars on 90 Days, had picked. David told Us Weekly in an interview that he lost weight by making changes to his lifestyle that he could keep up. He said that he got results by walking, doing easy cardio, intermittent fasting, and eating a lot of salads and low-carb foods. David has lost weight by following a plan and being careful. He doesn't give himself clear weight goals or due dates. Instead, he sees his journey as a slow one that focuses on his general health and well-being rather than just getting to a certain weight goal. This way of thinking shows how David lives his life overall. He focuses on making little good changes that add up over time. He took things slowly and steadily, which helped him keep up his progress and stay away from the unhealthy cycles of quick fixes or fad diets that often end in failure or burnout. With his wife Annie by his side, David has had a lot of help as he changed. Annie has been there for him, not only to give him mental support but also to help him lose weight. Since she started working out on her own, Annie has lost 6 pant sizes and is always there for David. Every step of the way, keep him going. They both want to improve their health, which has made their relationship stronger because they push each other to stay focused on their goals. David has found Annie's help to be very helpful, and he often says that she is one of the main reasons he has been able to keep going. David's focus on self-love and confidence is one of the most interesting things about his story. He wants to feel better in his own skin, which is what drove him to change. New pictures of him make it clear that he has reached that goal. The way he walks and the pride he feels in his growth show that he has gained confidence. While David is losing weight, he is also making changes to his life that will make him feel better physically and mentally. In order to get his health back, feel better in his body, and set a good model for his children and followers, he is trying to lose weight. A lot of David's friends have been moved by his story, especially those who may also be having health and weight problems. The way he changed shows that it's never too late to make a change, and that small steps taken over time can have big effects. David has shown that you can solve problems and reach your personal goals, no matter how hard they may seem at first, if you work hard at them and have the right people to help you. David's journey shows not only how self-reflection and growth can change your body, but also how powerful they are. He's grown into more than just a reality TV star over the years. He has become an example for people who want to make their lives better. Many people look up to him because he is honest about his problems, shares his setbacks without protecting himself, and focuses on his general health rather than short-term goals. David has changed in more ways than one. He has lost weight. It's about taking back control of his life, getting healthy again, and being happy in the process. What do you think about the most successful weight loss stories on 90 Day Fiance? Please tell us what you think in the box below. We hope this video was helpful for you. Kindly click like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Glad you watched, and see you in the next film. Thank you.